Although Clay is asking if you want to wear a hat.
I can't hear you on the stream. Your mic is muted. Oh.
Microphone is no longer muted. Welcome everyone. I haven't done the call outs yet, so you didn't miss it. I was just saying hello and welcome to all of the people who made the comment review stream possible. To Brandon and Tactical. Joe is not here, but Joe helped with the comment review. I am just here to show up and entertain you with my face and my voice and my dog. And my dog. We've got a dog here. He really likes to entertain people with his face. Up. Good boy. Good boy.
Hey, Leonard.
What a nice boy.
I have a question for
Hi,
you.
Brandon.
How did you do the appear on stream thing without the green screen?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Wait, so I did it. Oh, but you see, it shifts. It shifts because the camera's moved, because the camera's not in the same place. I would have to shift the camera over. Yeah, there we go. It's getting closer. We can get real close here.
You tripped me out really hardcore when you said, "Hey Google, turn on the patrons panel." I was like, "But you're using a green screen." And then I was like, "Wait, is he?"
Nope, no green screen. Thank you, Aspernari, for the $1.99 and the 99 cents. So $2.98 we've got from you so far. Start the Scandinavian bidding wars.
So this looks new to me that I guess you can comment with or super chat with emojis now, because
cool.
Before it said on set and now it's a poop emoji.
Excellent poop emoji. Let me solve the problem of the hat. I think everybody wants me to have a hat. How about we choose a hat? I'll be right back with a hat and a different headset, because I can't wear that headset and my hat. So how about we change the headset first? There, I should be able to hear you now. And then, how about, I love Grumpy Cat. How about we do Grumpy Cat?
This is kind of a Grumpy Cat kind of Friday, isn't it?
I'm a little grumpy that I just picked up Death Stranding and then find out that Jim Sterling doesn't like it, but screw him. I'm going to play it and enjoy it anyway. Who cares about Jim Sterling? Fuck him. Sorry. I think it's my one. That's my one that I get. Whoops, that's why we did live. Sorry.
I'm so glad I wasn't the one to break that ice.
Wow. It's not even just that you dropped the F-bomb, but also just out of nowhere. F Jim Sterling, like so much shade.
Which is only a joke. I normally love Jim Sterling. It's that I just spent $52.99 on a game, and like I listened to his review like 10 seconds later, and it's like, oh, this game is boring. So maybe I'll disagree with him. Maybe I'll really like the game. Who cares? You need to set up a broadcast delay. And yet here I was doing low latency because I want to interact with the audience. Well, without further ado, you did not come here to see me accidentally drop F-bombs. You came here to see the 4th weekly comment review by Lawful Masses. Ooh. So I was trying to say thank you to Brandon and Joe for picking out comments. I don't know if Tactical was involved in the comments, but she's here now, so thank you, Tactical. And let's get started, I guess. Emma Wolf, if you are reading this, you rock. Well, that means everyone who reads it rocks. That means you rock, Emma Wolf, too, because you can read it, too.
Yeah, so, I also heard Cactical.
Cactical. Cactical. I'm going to use that again.
It's Friday, everyone.
We're doing great here. I'm not even like a third of the way into this beer yet. This is really not.
Lawful Masses.
I'm really not intoxicated for this stream. I promise you. If I was really intoxicated for this stream, I would hide it very well. Unfortunately, I'm not hiding it very well, except I'm not. So anyway, what did we discuss this week? We're going to work our way back through the comments, and I'm going to respond to the comments and pick hair off of my microphone, and we'll just have a good time together. Since that's what we're all here for anyway, is to have a good time together. So today's video, which has already rapidly shot up into the #1 spot over the last 10 videos, is the Leibowitz video. This is where he might have lied. I mean, come on. It seems like he lied. It's just, we're trying to be kind and not like defame him until we're sure that someone else has determined that he lied. But it really looks like he lied, right? So let's see what you guys have to say about it. Connor Horman asks or says, let's give Mr. Leibowitz a round of applause. He managed to dig himself a hole the size of his ego. And I didn't even think anyone could match that size. And then Nam Yun responds, I do not understand why people lie and argue with a judge when the judge tells them to do something. Yeah, you definitely have the option of arguing with the judge in the legal sense, but like cite what you think your grounds are, and if it needs to be appealed, take it to appeal. This guy's just trying to delay turning over a document that probably doesn't exist.
And I gotta say, if there's something that I've learned from reading Popat's Twitter, aka Ken White, he has spent a lot of time in front of judges as a former prosecutor.
Yeah.
And sometimes they are persnickety or curmudgeonly.
Yep.
Sometimes even unreasonable. And the correct response is, yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor. I will take that to my client, Your Honor. Ian Cap. Go ahead.
Oh, just that, if... never mind. Go ahead. Okay. Let's move on to the new one.
Ian Cap says on Facebook, it looks like, just curious, what happens to Leibowitz's client while all this goes on? Do they continue to accrue charges they must pay him? With the case essentially in limbo for half a year due to this, do they have any recourse against Leibowitz pretty much holding their settlement as a ransom due to his behavior? Yeah, so that the client probably gets to not pay for all of that. The client probably has at least a pretty good argument if Leibowitz tries to bill him for it, or if Leibowitz already had the client's money and is holding the client's money, they have a pretty good argument to get money from him. You, by the way, you always have the right to ask your attorney for an accounting of your current financial status with your deposit or your retainer or your bill or whatever it is, and you have the right to dispute that bill. If you have a genuine dispute, you go to the disciplinary committee and you make a dispute, like kind of like a complaint. It's basically like a disciplinary complaint, but it's a dispute over the bill. And while we certainly wouldn't appreciate you doing it that way, if that's what it comes to, you can do that. Likewise, I think the Judge Siebel in the Leibowitz case wanted him to provide a copy of the billing arrangement or the timesheets or something from this death certificate thing so that the judge can decide whether he's improperly billing for all of this anyway. Thank you again for the $5, Aspernari. Go ahead, Brandon. Sorry.
Aspernari, thank you so much. So I actually had some questions about the settlement. So Leibowitz clearly tried to get a settlement to get the judge off his back, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That was he was just like, okay, we'll settle. Client, I think it's best if we settle at this point.
Yeah.
But he was clearly trying to get the judge to like let off him about the grandfather thing.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that the defense or the defense knew that? Like, do you think that they were like trying to get a good settlement because Leibowitz needed it?
I would.
Or
I would.
Because the defense can definitely see all the ex parte communications on the docket. Like, they can read everything.
They know he's Richard Leibowitz, and they know that he's screwed up if he's gotten this far and hasn't provided a death certificate. I mean, at this point, I'm not even sure he's provided the name of the deceased. Like, we can assume that if it's his paternal grandfather, that he carried the Leibowitz name, but that's not a guarantee. You could have lost the Leibowitz name or gained the Leibowitz name somewhere else along the way. So, yeah, the judge really needs the name, and I don't even know where the judge has the name yet. So, Brandon, I'm going to try to do the mute voting or the mute raising your hand thing. So you guys, if you want to say something, just unmute yourselves, and I'll try to pay attention after I'm done with each section of each question. Sound good?
Yeah. I just wanted to say that I usually try to be really positive and optimistic in ambiguous situations where it could be interpreted in multiple ways. And so I personally am holding out hope that maybe there's just an awkward situation for him, that maybe, grandfather was in another country and it's difficult to get a death certificate, or, there doesn't want to release the cause of death, and maybe the death certificate has the cause of death on it or something like that.
Yeah, but the judge smells something and is pursuing the smell of a lie.
Yeah, not trying to please the judge is probably a bad move.
All right. John Gingras asks or says, I imagine that if he'd just said, I'm sorry, Your Honor, I goofed the date and forgot, I'll pay defendant's attorney's fees for the missed hearing, he'd be paying a lot less than he is now. That would probably be all that it takes. That would probably be, but it would not obviously be enough anymore. But back on the date, if he had just said, I messed up, I missed a court date, I'm very sorry, I will make up for it, plus whatever Your Honor wants me to do. Yeah, eating crow while the crow is young and tender, or else surely you will eat it when it is old and tough. And that's what he's doing right now. He is eating it. Ayan Nedeha says, lawyers is not allowed to lie. Lawyers are good at bending the truth. Last lawyer on earth equals the last truth bender. That's pretty good. The last truth bender. The last airbender. I never actually saw the movie. Was it any good? That's an M. Night Shyamalan, isn't it?
It's based on an anime, a Western anime, that's really good. But no, it wasn't any good. The movie was not good.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
The show was really good. I highly recommend it.
Sam says, I know now everyone wants to watch 30 minutes, video length 2709. I think we could handle the extra 2 minutes and 51 seconds. Sam, you don't understand. I spent an hour reviewing this video this morning, cutting that 2 minutes out of it from the original edit. So Brandon goes through and does a preliminary edit, and then I go through and I try to find either additional things to cut out in the Michelangelo sense that you're not done when you're done with the building up, you're done when you're done with the taking away. And then trying to add like little flourishes or accents here or there. Brandon does this too, but between the two of us, we try to give you a quality experience. Peter Siegel, well now, I don't want him to go to jail either. If you die laughing, I will miss out on the quality content. Please do an update video next week after the deadline, even if it's a short one. I am considering going to the November 13th hearing. I don't necessarily have any reason not to other than the convenience of not going. And it's very close. It's New York City, which is 90 miles away from me. I can take a bus or a train. It's not a big deal. I should go. It would be a lot of fun, actually. I'll think about it. And no, I'm going to try not to die if he goes to jail. But I definitely feel like there's some schadenfreude in there when a copyright troll goes to jail. That's just, whew, that is some tasty meat. All right, Taylor Swift is heading to a trial of some kind. Oh, thank you, Aspernari, for the $20 contribution to the bus fare. Now I really have to go. So Taylor Swift's comments. Dude Monkey says, these lawsuits are lame and not what copyright was intended for. I agree. I don't think that the Taylor Swift lawsuit was really a substantive lawsuit. I mean, really, players gonna play, haters gonna hate? I guess I could see how there's a dispute. I mean, I don't remember in the 90s or the 80s when I grew up, anybody running around going, players gonna play and haters gonna hate. But it's also not that terribly creative of a phrase. Can that really be something that is so copyrighted that Taylor Swift is guilty of statutory copyright infringement? I mean, I guess. I guess. I don't agree, but I guess I agree that it shouldn't have been thrown out until a fact finder had a chance to evaluate it. Go ahead, Tactical.
For something that's so short, typically if you can show that something is copyright infringement, then you can say the damages are the profits that person has made. Meanwhile, that phrase is such a small part of the song and not the most creative parts of the song. But if a jury finds that, yes, it was copyright infringement, she would have to give like a lot of money to these
I don't
people.
know. I think it's the hook of her song. When I think of Taylor Swift's Shake It Off, I do not think of Shake It Off. No, I think of players gonna play. You know, that's what I think of. That is the thing that I think of. So maybe it is that she didn't steal his or their hook, Nate Butler and what's his face is Sean somebody, but maybe like she's using it as her hook, and they're both musical compositions. So it's not like somebody's using it as the title of a newspaper article about underdog football team that came back and won the championship or something. It's a piece of music and she and her writers, she uses writers. I don't believe she writes all of her own music by herself. And between her and her writers, they would definitely have known about this other song. And maybe they just thought that line really wasn't enough to be copyrightable either. And maybe the jury will agree that it's not enough to be copyrightable either, but she's got to face the jury or face the bench trial or face some kind of further adjudication. Pete Gerardini says, you'd think a lawyer would check for prior work. Well, lawyer gonna play. Client's gonna pay. Shake you down. That's good. That's a good one. I like that. Thelonious. I would say the idea of nouns will verb is pretty banal. Player's gonna play, hater's gonna hate, diver's gonna dive, builder's gonna build, teacher's gonna teach, cheater's gonna cheat. That's not original or creative. You're literally just telling people what constitutes a doer of things. The dictionary does that and has been doing that for centuries. Very good point. And I think you will hear arguments like that in the Taylor Swift side of the defense, of the litigation. You'll hear her lawyers making all the arguments that it's not original, or that her use is de minimis, or that it's not creative, which I guess is part of originality, or that it is not copyrightable, or that the plaintiff doesn't own it. So that maybe there's prior art is the wrong word for it because that's a patent term, but maybe there's a prior use of it. And so even if the original or the plaintiff's song, it does have a copyright, they can't control that phrase because other uses have been made of that phrase before. So in other words, if it's not original, we're back to originality. It has to have a minimum amount of creativity and originality. Brandon.
Everybody in chat is saying lawyer's gonna loy.
Lawyer's gonna loy. Yep, we got to use that. Put that in the list for Lawyer Simulator. Blarg McBlargson. Is anyone else disappointed that neither of the plaintiffs have the surname Fair, so we could call this a swift and fair trial? All right, on to the $1 billion free speech Twitter lawsuit. I wanted to title this one, and I kind of decided not to, forgot to, or whatever, because the guy went into some really religious language in the thing. I wanted to add that he was a crusader, the $100 billion Twitter crusade or something like that, but it just didn't work. Peter Schofield. This guy does seem to have studied law at Sovereign Citizen U. Yeah, it smacks of being a pro se complaint that doesn't understand the law. He doesn't quite go into the law doesn't apply to me stuff that sovereign citizens do, which is always ironic because the sovereign citizen is always asking the court for something while at the simultaneously saying the court doesn't have any authority. Meej33 says, reminds me of the video where a sovereign citizen literally prays to Donald Trump while the cops break his car window to arrest him. Is that how prayer works? I thought the commandment was, thou shalt have no God before me. Which, although it itself is self-serving and sort of viral in itself. So, I mean, it continues to concern me about the virality of certain religious beliefs. Paul St. Marie. Thank you for the 149 and the dog emoji. Very cool. A yellow or golden dog emoji. Which I'm sure he'll be back. His little moose is still there on the ground next to his bone. He hasn't eaten his bone either. Wouldn't this come down to a contract dispute, says Robert C. The plaintiff agreed to the terms of service or an end-user license agreement. Twitter then suspended their account because they violated the contract. Correct. This would be a terms of service dispute, and that should be how it gets dismissed if it doesn't get dismissed on other grounds like the pro se informa pauperis dismissal that we've been seeing them do to Edward Thomas Kennedy. All right, the Strike 3 copyright troll moving to state court. We're getting ready to watch that fight. There's an attorney in Florida who's going to try fighting them on 2 grounds, as far as I know. One, copyright preemption. Copyright is preempted by federal law, so copyright is in the purview or the jurisdiction of the federal government only. So if you file a copyright case in state court, we can remove it. But maybe they didn't phrase it as a copyright case. Like I said, maybe they phrased it as discovering the identities. Well, some of the identities are out of state. So we are going to see if we can get any of our clients to file on those grounds. Kithnaras Asha says this video could be considered attorney advertising, says Leonard French wearing a shark hat. Yes, well, this attorney advertising video nabbed us 2 clients already. Chubby Sumo says, it sounds like you need to start getting state attorney generals involved in investigating Strike 3 holdings for RICO-like practices in Minnesota. These threat letters are not legal, yet they still send them anyway. If I were to receive one of these, I would be happy to pass it along to you, as well as my state's attorney general, as these letters are very mob reminiscent of the protection money racket. Yes, they are. This is a gross misuse of the law, and I believe this would be considered illegal in Florida, though I doubt the state attorney general would care to investigate. Other states may step in and get involved because Florida is handing out information that is outside of their jurisdiction, which is also not legal. Yes, unfortunately, sometimes when they do things like that outside of the jurisdiction, you need to step up and litigate in court and show the judge that it's wrong, and then you win. But you don't win if you don't show up, even though it's outside of the jurisdiction. Dan Cooper says, if I can prove by a preponderance of the evidence that they are trying to get discovery for the express purpose to file a copyright case, how is that different than lying to the court? How is it different from perjury? Well, we would have to look very specifically at the way they've worded everything. My understanding is that they did not word it as a copyright complaint with jurisdiction problems. They worded it differently. But yes, if they know, as we all know that they do, they allege that they know the location of the IP addresses down to a region. If they know that they're getting Pennsylvania defendants in a Florida subpoena, they might know that they're not allowed to do that. Now, they might be asking for it under Florida's long arm statute, saying that they are the injured party and that they need a redress of grievances in Florida court for, all kinds of different states, and it all falls under Florida's long arm statute. So we're going to be putting together our arguments, and I guess I'll get back to you with further report on that one. The Hurricane says, I'm not sure that troll is the right term. I'm pretty sure Hydra would be a better term. You cut off one head, two more take its place. These guys are super annoying. Yeah, well, they have a lot of money. People are willing to pay for that kind of entertainment, and this particular producer is good at what he does. So it's a wealthy business that can afford to pay for litigation. Kevin Lee says, the problem I see is they are going to use the bill of discovery to tie people to accounts regardless of IP address, which are frequently dynamic and changing, or if the person is actually the perpetrator. Yeah, as we saw in the Judge Snyder opinion, they don't look at the wide range of 31 infringements and make sure that the IP address was the same for that account for all 31 infringements. What they do is they check one IP address and then sue you for all 31 infringements or 25 infringements or 53 infringements or whatever. Tactical.
If we go back one comment about the Hydra, I believe what was notable about that comment is actually the PS, because the person wrote it, and then Brandon in the video, like right after he commented, he pressed play again, and Brandon said, it's kind of like a Hydra. And it was just this synchrony of thought.
Yep. Jane or Jan Ranta says, the green screen is doing magic on your eyeballs. Yes, I realize that. I'm not sure exactly what to do with that. For some reason, it's like getting like a little bit of the green shade in my blue eyes. I need to light the green screen with a different set of lights, and right now I don't have that. Right now I just have 4 lights generally lighting me and the green screen, and it mostly works, but I'm just going to tweak it, and we're just getting there one step at a time. I'll probably have it fixed by next week or maybe by the week after that. And then we get to go deal with the lighting problem all over again in Luxembourg, because I already ordered a green screen for Luxembourg. Same green screen, a 10-pound box, or excuse me, 10-kilogram box, that's 22 pounds, and 180 centimeters long, that's about 6 feet. And my girlfriend is going to be the one who's going to have to carry it home from the post office. So love you, Kelly. Caught! Epic sues Fortnite leaker. This was a good one. Purposely breaking an NDA from Epic is a very stupid move. Yes, it is. You have signed an NDA. You are not cool because you signed an NDA and then broke it. No, the cool part about signing an NDA is that you get to know things ahead of time, not that you get to share them with other people. That's not what an NDA is about, and you'll never get a job again in that, at least not in that industry. Like, that person is never going to get that kind of insider information again. Thank you, Aspernari, for the $5 and the get good emoji. I'm trying every day. William Burns says, giving your trade secrets to a barely vetted teenage shill and expecting them to stay secret is also stupid. Yes, I happen to also agree with that. At the same time, you gotta be able to count on people to sign agreements, and if they passed other basic background checks, although that's an assumption right there. Of24 or OF24com says, if you sign an NDA, don't break it for some short-term clout. That's dumb AF. Yes, I agree. Almost as dumb as shouting a curse word in the beginning of your stream.
It's not your fault.
Thun5. Go ahead, Tactical.
Does that count as legal advice? Don't break your NDAs.
Yes, that's legal advice. Don't break your NDA. Thun5 says, someone's surprise leaked their surprise mechanics would love the defense to be it's not a leak, it's a surprise reveal. And that's funny, although those are two different companies. The surprise mechanics was EA, and this is Epic, although no one can fault you for assuming that everyone believes the same thing about the loot boxes. I happen to think loot boxes do trigger the gambling instinct or gambling flaw in the human psychology. So I do think it should be regulated like gambling. In Japan, trade secrets are protected by law and have substantial value to be kept secret, being strictly controlled as secret, being unknown information. Is this true to the US as well? Yes, the trade secret is, as long as you keep the secret has some kind of inherent value, and you've taken reasonable steps to protect the secret, like non-disclosure agreements and limiting who knows the secret to people in your country, that sort of thing, then then that protects the trade secret, and you fall under trade secret, special trade secret law. Thank you, AC Castillo, for the $2. You helped me through my day. Glad I found your channel. Thank you. You helped me through my day, too. Imagine that. On to the congratulations you lost story. The Hurricane says, so Mr. Bell, I have some good news and Mr. Bad News? Mr. Bell, I have some good news and bad news. What's the good news? We won. What's the bad news? You won $200. You owe me $33,000. Also, you owe Maloney $1,206.27. What? Yeah, that's about how that went. I don't know how that attorney is going to collect that $33,000. I don't think they do. John Rowe says, from a $5,000 demand to a rejected $2,500 offer to having to pay out $1,206.27. Now that's a Pyrrhic victory if there ever was one. Yes, should have taken that $2,500 offer. Really not sure why they didn't take that $2,500 offer. They are regretting that now. Dude, you missed the opportunity to coin the term Laudenfreude. Yep. I give you that one. That's a good one. I like that. Laudenfreude. We might use that again. Michael Wade says, beat me to it. So we won, right? Says G+ is terrible. G+ is terrible. Well, yes, but actually no. White Wolf Dark Paw. Bell deserves it, in my opinion. I feel Bell is lucky they got any award in the first place, since it seems they didn't specify their copyright anywhere, including in the metadata of the photograph. The fact that Maxine did a pretty thorough check for copyright would have shifted all blame off the defendant in my mind. The judge probably just found for the $200 innocent infringement because that was really the best middle-of-the-road option. Ulrich Kalber, I don't know how to pronounce. It's probably Norwegian, right? To all that cry foul, consider it like this. Plaintiff asked for $10,000 for a purposeful infringement. Plaintiff was awarded $200 because the defendant did violate their rights, but not on purpose. Plaintiff did not win his initial claim, which was about a willful or purposeful violation. Plaintiff did lose 98% of his claim, hence the decision to have him pay defendant's cost is not as unfair as it seems. It is potentially defamatory to call every infringement of your rights purposeful without checking the facts first. Yeah, so they accused them of willful infringement. They didn't take the unwillful infringement judgment offer and then lost because that's what it was. Back to Richard Leibowitz. I'm not a troll, says Richard Leibowitz. Crabwalk says he really should spend this level of effort on his clients and not just himself. Yeah, right. He's doing a pretty good job defending himself on that one, but not a really great job defending himself or prosecuting the rest of his actions in a timely and efficient and judicially sound and sustainable fashion. Brandon.
Did he not prosecute himself accordingly?
He should have advised him. Governed himself. He should have governed himself accordingly. That's how it goes. Omega 40K says Richard Leibowitz can do a competent job if he tries. Maybe he wouldn't be labeled a troll if he tried to be this competent in all of his cases. Just my opinion. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to like put words in the guy's mouth, but my opinion or my guess is that he just got greedy and he's taken too many cases. Sometimes this even becomes a Ponzi scheme where you don't charge enough for the cases, so you need to take on more cases to pay for the completion of the litigation in the previous cases. And if you get too deep into the Ponzi scheme, again, this is only possibility. I'm not saying Leibowitz has actually done this, but if you get too deep into the Ponzi scheme, you have to keep taking larger and larger cases and more cases in order to keep paying for the previous ones. If you don't correct the whole billing problem, you can really cause some problems. Lawyers need to go to business school. You shouldn't just graduate law school and assume that you're going to be okay with business if you haven't had any business training. Hi, I'm evidence of that. We're going to write a book about it. Scorpius 1691 says, does he want some cheese to go with his wine? He does sound like he's whining. It's just very smart and intelligent whining that sort of smacks of a possibly good claim. Gaius Garden. Stopping my incompetence means these cases aren't being heard, is what I heard at the end there. Yes, like that's the point. That's what happens when you're an incompetent lawyer. You fail to effectively provide your service to your clients. That doesn't mean the court failed them. It means he failed them. And I agree. And then the entire music industry sues Charter Communications. Michael Miller says, and not a single musician will make a damn dime off the inevitable settlement. Remember, kids, you don't need a record label. I don't know. That might be true. But if I was a musician who was getting paid by that label and they got a few million or more, because remember, I thought it was like $1 billion, but it was more like 20 million. They really should be distributing that 20 million around to their artists. At the same time, what's $20 million to all of those music labels? That's nothing. That's going to get distributed to their artists at like $1 a piece. Like, it's nothing. They're not going to get nearly as much as it sounds like, right? Stacy Jimenez says, kind of hard to feel any sympathy for the entertainment industry when they lobbied to prevent anything from entering the public domain for the next 100 years. Good point. I agree. I don't know how you measure those apples to oranges, but I agree that there's some kind of something that the entertainment industry deserves for their overstepping of copyright terms. I don't know how you do it, though, so good luck. Cab CR1, yes, the old piracy equals lost sales argument. Yeah, that's an age-old argument that's going to go on forever. Is piracy the same as walking into Walmart and walking out with a copy that you haven't paid for? Is me going on a illegal or legal site but illegally downloading a copy of a movie an actual lost sale, or would I have just simply found something else to watch for free if I didn't find your movie? It's a really good question. I think from the legal perspective, I think you can assume that the judge is always going to say that piracy is some kind of something like a lost sale. Philosophically, we can argue about it all day. In court, I think a judge is very likely to agree that a infringement is a lost sale. Technical.
I think when it comes to piracy, the motivations behind it that we're aware of largely have to do with accessibility, and that accessibility is not only convenience of being able to watch it at home, but it's also financial accessibility. And so the times that I've been most tempted to download something illegally has been after I have searched for legal means to get it, and then I find out that actually it's $30 more than I want to pay for it.
Yeah, or like when Disney used to, maybe they still do this, but they used to keep their releases artificially scarce. So, for instance, I wanted to buy a copy of Fantasia, and it was on a 10-year release schedule. It was out for like 2 weeks or 2 months or something every 10 years to try and keep it artificially scarce. Chris says, I like the part where this does nothing to actually stop piracy. Are we sure this isn't just some other ISP trying to remove Charter from the market? Not through the music industry. No, I don't think some other ISP has gotten the music industry together to sue Charter. If anyone could do it, it would be Comcast. I guess Verizon also owns a bunch of major media too. Secret Ragin Man says, Charter, who the hell is suing us? Music industry, everyone. Charter, what? Music industry, everyone. All of us. And then all the way back to 1 week ago to our previous viewer comment review. Joe Tyson says, look, a comment you can review. Hey, you picked your own comment. Gredf. Leonard, I'll read every super chat. Kaylee, maybe I should write one in Dutch. Heart. The Asaya, Lavushka. That sounds Lithuanian. No, it doesn't. Not even by a long shot. If anything, it sounds Slavic and Russian. But the spelling is actually more German than Russian. There's a Russian word I can't pronounce, which means a trap, but transliterated form, it would be spelled something like Lavushka. The sh trigraph is more common to Germanic languages. Okay. I am also wondering why so specific. Most of the world wouldn't even know such a country exists. So why would Leonard think anything about the country of Lithuania? My grandmother was Lithuanian, and she used to sing to me a song that went Kuta buva dusha mana, kuta buva derduk mana, kuta buva dusha mana. And I always just assumed that was Lithuanian, and that sounds Russian, Lithuanian, Slavic, whatever to me. I obviously don't know what I'm talking about, so I'm going to stop there. Baby Shark.
I think for $10 you're obligated to read the entire comment.
I don't know. I don't actually know the song, so it is going to be just spoken word. But Aspernari gives $10 and says, "Baby Shark, do 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 do, Baby Shark, do 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 do, Baby Shark, do 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 do, Baby Shark, Mommy Shark, do 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 do, Mommy Shark, do 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 do, Mommy."
No.
Do you remember when like William Shatner did a CD of him like reading
Yes,
poetry?
I bought it on release day. I pre-ordered it. It's so good. Mama just killed a man, put a gun up to his head, pulled a trigger. Now he's dead. It's just like, oh my God. And it was actually good. It wasn't actually that bad at all. I mean, it's certainly not like, doesn't have like replayability to me. Not like that.
Now we're demonetized.
And now
I'm still dying.
Thomas Anderson, I'm curious, is a Banksy covered as the artist mural, or is it graffiti in the eyes of the law? Well, if it's unauthorized, I'm pretty sure it's graffiti in the eyes of the law. But if you found yourself the recipient of an unauthorized Banksy, I think you could choose to keep it and not, and you could, I don't even know if that probably makes the law apply if you keep it. That's a good question. I really have no idea. I would keep it, though. That person who destroyed a Banksy was stupid, in my humble opinion. And we're back to the beginning. That's the end of our comment review. Does anyone have any further comments, super chats, massive donations, or assignments of real property that they would like to do before we finish the stream? Assignments of tangible property, non-real property is fine too.
Just that when you read the comment about Lithuanian versus Russian, I actually double checked to see who it was that put that comment, and I'm like, is that my husband?
Also, Blackleaf is in the chat, and he probably just saw your drink.
Yes, I am stealing. This is Blackleaf's beer that I'm stealing. He purchased this, and he unfortunately is the victim of my running out of my beer. So I don't even drink IPAs, but there's nothing else in my house. I literally have no milk or anything. I can drink water. I don't. Who drinks water? I know the kids drink from hydro flasks these days, but that's just because it's a cool thing for them to do, not because they actually care about water. I don't think. Watch me get a bunch of hate mail from hydro homies, though.
What's a hydro flask?
It's the iPhone of double-walled, vacuum-sealed stainless steel thermos-style water flasks. They look like this. Mine is a clone. This is a thermo flask. And they are all the rage right now with the kids in school.
Who drinks water? Leonard French. Chad is making so much fun of you right now.
Who drinks water? I don't drink a lot of water. I drink flavored stuff like beer or coffee or soda or milkshakes. I drink milkshakes.
People are finding songs for you to sing for super chat money. I think that's okay, right? We can do that.
I need to find the actual tune to this Baby Shark, Daddy Shark, Grandma Shark thing.
It's Baby Shark, do 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 do. Baby Shark, do. It's really basic. What? It's like a nursery.
No, that's the Manamana song from the Muppets.
Yeah.
Do 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 do. Manamana do.
Oh yeah.
Baby shark do 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 do. Baby shark do 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 do. And then it goes on. But the thing is that it
endlessly
ends,
like that.
It ends on a weird
do,
beat.
Do 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 do. Daddy Shark, like that.
Yeah,
it's over and over to Grandma Shark. Do 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 do. It sounds so. Obviously, it's a kid's song.
Because they'll be like Daddy Shark, and then there's so at the end.
I'm just joshing.
At the end, there's like a drop, and it makes you be like, okay, the song's not complete. You have to go to the next verse to finish it. Like,
so it's like a never-ending song.
Kind of,
like,
yeah.
99 bottles of beer on the wall. Take one down, pass it around. 98 bottles of beer on the wall. Well, you can't just stop there. You have to continue. Like, you can't just stop. Of course, you always did. Like, does anyone ever remember actually finishing one of those songs? I
no,
hardly.
You
hardly ever actually finish it.
Yes, I was a teenager in a car trip with other teenagers, and the adults that were driving the car sighed a lot on that trip.
I think the farthest me and my brother.
That's what they get for putting children in a car.
Until before, like, my mom just said, "Shut the F up!" Like, like, no, we're not doing this. Like, 97 is far enough.
The Sharknado was great. That was a great movie. Good story. All right. Well, since no one else is paying me money to sing for them, and I'm pretty sure you don't want me to, I think we'll call that a day. Porter's Pub in Easton. Yeah, I've been to Porter's. Porter's is great. We have our, we go there we used to go there after choir practices, but choir practice moved out of that First UCC church in Easton there. I'm beginning to feel like a rap god. All my people from the front to the back nod. Now who thinks their arms are long enough to slap box? They said I rap like a robot, so they call me Rapbot. Thank you, Uncivil Law. Thank you, Kurt, for the $20. What, did I not do it justice? I'll have
No,
to
you're
practice
fine. I think-
something for you. We'll have to write. I did promise you a lawyer rap at some point when we hit 100,000, and then the last year's been a blur with seeing Kaylee and everything. So I do owe you. I did write the copyright song, and I just have to figure out what to do with it now. It kind of sounds 90s-ish, like piano
90s
ballad
music is my
90s-ish.
favorite, though.
So maybe
Yeah,
we'll just go with it originally as written, and you'll either like it or hate it, and who cares? It's just a stupid copyright song.
As long as long as it's not just kind of mediocre. So like if it's really good, that's great, and if it's really bad, that's also great. It's just sort of the lukewarm when people.
Well, there's
like,
a line in it that goes, "If you claim my video, then you can't smoke my bong."
Okay, no, now
What?
I need to hear it. You have sold me.
So yeah, we'll have to to see what everybody thinks of it. To uncover my piano, which has been covered up since the summer. All right. Well, have a good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to probably go play some Ghost Recon Breakpoint or some Rocket League with Kaylee, and then I'm going to check out Death Stranding later on tonight, and we'll let you know what we think. See you in the videos that drop. Tomorrow's video is about access to justice. Sunday's video is about Fallout 76 refunds in Australia, and Monday's video is about copyrights gained in translation. So, lost in translation is going to be gained in translation. So we'll see you for those videos. And don't forget Sunday, 10 a.m. on twitch.tv/lawfulmasses, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have the Lawful Masses Sunday show, which is our primary live stream for the week. All right. Leave those likes before the stream ends, says Hunger the Let's Play. Thank you very much for all your support.
We have 31 likes on this video so far. Can we hit 50,000?
Leonard won't leave until we hit 50,000.
I won't leave until we hit 50 likes, everyone. All right. It's been a great show. It's great to have you all. Do you want to say hi to Nico one more time? Come here, Nico. You want more dog treats?
Oh, we just hit 50 likes.
Come here. Come here, my boy. Got to get a little excited. You got to get a little excitement in your voice for Nico. Oh, there he is. There he is. Oh, what a good boy. That was like nothing for you, huh? He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Oh, we got Nico grunts. Clean your eyes. There you go. You got your moose down there too, All right, guys. I'm gonna go knock over my desk. And we'll see you on Sunday. Love you all. Bye.